Well, hey everybody. This short video is going to be on using the 9-volt battery to power your Arduino. So check this out. The last time I used the USB to program the Arduino was when I was doing the video for A Mighty Fortress Our God. Well, the video for doing sheet music. So you can kind of hear that. And my point is, when you write code to the Arduino, it's in the flash memory and it stays there. And as long as there's power, it will run the last code. So you see the Almighty Fortresses of God is playing. And yet I don't have the USB connected. All I have is the battery. See? Plug the battery in. It starts back up. Okay? So that's kind of the big news. All right, now let's look a little closer at what this thing is. So here it is. It's this battery, and if you've never looked at these, here's what it is, and I've got some close-ups for you. I'll put picture in picture. Now, let me make some general comments. This is a 9-volt battery, and what occurred to me is with people who are now in college kind of grew up already with rechargeable batteries, and you may not even be familiar with batteries, so let me give you the quick rundown. Back in the day, so when I was a kid in the 60s, batteries were like, here's a D size. When you had a flashlight, it would have like 4 of these monsters. And this is a 1.5 volt, a 1.5 volt battery. And if you look on the side there, you see, yep, 1.5 volts. See it there? Kind of above the word Duracell. Okay. So those are D size. Now, sometimes you would have C size, which are a little bit smaller. See how they're a little bit smaller? So D's are big. I think actually. So here's the Energizer there is a C. The Duracell is a D. And then you've probably seen the AA, which are here. These are quite a bit smaller. And then, like if you look inside your mouse, so here's a AA that was in this mouse. So we see AA, C, and D. Now the thing to know is these are all 1.5 volts. So the volume has to do with the capacity, not the voltage. And in fact, there's AAA, which sometimes when you open your mouse, maybe you'll find, or maybe a remote for the battery-free remote for the TV. There's a AAA. Those are all 1.5 volt batteries. So when I was a kid, that was pretty much the selection. In fact, when I was a kid, the AAAs weren't available. It was just DC or AA. They were all 1.5 volts. Then what happened is the transistor was invented, became a popular thing. And it used to be when you had a radio, the radio was the size of a filing cabinet because you had all these vacuum tubes. And all of a sudden, with transistor technology, you could make a radio light enough to pick up. At first they were the size of a shoebox, and eventually they got to be smaller than like the Elegoo kit. I mean, that was amazing when we had a radio that was smaller than that. But a key enabling technology was the transistor. But those circuits needed more than 1.5 volts. So what was created was that 9-volt battery. So sometimes you'll hear these called transistor batteries or something like that. But they're 9 volts as opposed to the little guys, which are 1.5. And what we could have done is had 4 1.5s and had it in series, but all of a sudden now the battery is a huge percentage by volume of the device. So these are 9-volt batteries, 9 volts across. If you've never looked at these, you'll see that the two terminals are very different. They're kind of opposite of each other. The one here is designed such that this shape can go inside that shape, and so this thing is just the opposite. So when you put them together, here's the big one, there, and the little one, and you put them opposite. There you go, like that, and then they kind of snap together. At any rate, and then in terms of the Arduino, what I would do is connect the battery to this thing first, and then you just plug it in, and Arduino is off and running. Okay. All right, any rate, so that's about the size of it. What we want you to do for that project is, for the one that's the distance meter, is I want to see it running off the battery. Your Elegoo kit came with the 9-volt battery. Your Elegoo kit came with this piece. It came with everything. I just want to make sure you've had that experience of powering the device from a 9-volt battery. At any rate, that's all I got in this short video. Talk to you later.